Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, in this React session, first I will give you an overview of what we are going to learn in this entire session. Right? In React, what we are going to learn, what are the concepts we are going to discuss, the complete overview first I will give. Right? And actually, first to learn React, the prerequisites are this. In order to learn React, you must have knowledge on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I hope everyone is aware of these three things, right? Because without these, we cannot handle React. And in this class, we are not going to teach any JavaScript. We are going to use JavaScript. Because sometimes people think that here you learn JavaScript. So we don't learn JavaScript here. You have to learn JavaScript and then attend React. But generally JavaScript we use little advanced level in our React. That advanced level JavaScript I will explain in class. That means what you learned JavaScript along with that some new advanced topics of JavaScript I will explain in class. So before learning any topic, whatever advanced JavaScript topics are needed for React, those I will explain. So if you already have JavaScript, that's good. So if you are not aware of JavaScript, then you cannot handle React. So you must have. I hope everyone have knowledge on this. Huh? Right, good. So you are good in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then you can start working and understanding with this React concept. So first, I will give an overview of what we are going to learn. Actually, React have a lot of topics. Whatever needed for the current real world development, we are going to discuss all of them. That means in real time project development, how much React is used, what features of React are used, those all we are going to discuss. I will share a course content. So tomorrow with a Google Classroom, you can join the Google Classroom. Anyhow, our admin will share one course content to you. So in that course content, you will see all the topics what are covered, right? What topics we are going to learn, everything we will see. Actually, major concepts I will tell you. The major concepts in this React, in our session, what we are going to discuss. Actually, we will learn React.js. And React.js latest version is 18. We are going to learn this 18 version. We are going to discuss this 18 version of React. This 18 version we are going to learn. Current React version is 18. So sometimes in companies, they may be still using old version of React. Several companies are still using old version only. But the latest version of React is 18. There are so many changes from old version to new. There are so many changes. So we are going to learn all those changes. But to work in real-time environment, you should have knowledge of how do we deal with old version also. Because sometimes what you learned in new version will not directly fit into old. You may learn new version, but in companies, if they are still using old version, whatever new features you learned and try to implement in old version, they don't work. That's the reason you need to know both. While learning itself, I will give a clarity. In old version, how they do. In new version, what changes they made, those we will discuss. So current latest version of React is React 18. So we are going to learn this React 18. And in this React 18, every topic will be covered. Whatever they provide, everything will cover. I will not discuss those internal topics now. I will give the main concepts. That means I will give the main concepts here. The main concepts we will discuss. Main topics what we are going to cover. So React is our primary. And along with React, actually React people have to know about React Material UI, which is very important for React designing. This also we are going to learn. Actually, in this, you will learn UI and UX designs. So we are going to learn React.js with combination of React Material. Actually, React Material is nothing but it is just like Bootstrap. You know Bootstrap? What is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a component library. Component library means if you want to build effective UI in a faster way, Bootstrap provides ready-made templates. You have to just use them and customize. Like that, React have its own UI. That is actually React Material. So React related entire UI requires the knowledge of these UI and UX. We are going to learn that UI and UX also. So we will learn React.js, and in the React.js, we will discuss about React materials. Another option, we will learn about React Redux also, which is very much asked in companies. In companies, they ask Redux. We will learn about Redux, how to use and work with it. Actually, Redux is nothing but it is a state management library required for JavaScript applications. I hope you know, generally you learned web designing, means you designed applications with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Usually we develop applications for HTTP. We use HTTP. HTTP is a protocol. And I hope you people know HTTP is a stateless protocol. Stateless protocol. That means every web application is by default stateless. Stateless means it cannot remember information what you provided earlier. That means in first page, you entered your user ID and password. In second page, it will forget. That means only for that page, it is valid. Whatever data you entered in the first page, it will forget in second page. Then we need to make our web applications remember information. And for that, we need a concept called state management. Every web technology requires state management. And Redux is a state management. Redux is a state management library used for JavaScript based applications. So it is not only for React. People who learn Angular, Vue or other JavaScript technologies, they also need that Redux, right? So we are going to learn React.js with React Material and React Redux. I'm just giving one point because detail you will learn later about them, right? What is state management and all. You don't need to worry. Later you will learn detail about that. Next, in this course, we are going to learn introduction to React Native also. React Native intro we will see. Why? Because React Native is nothing but making our applications for mobile, developing mobile applications. But developing mobile applications cannot be done only with React. That requires knowledge of Android, iOS like environment. That means people who are already in mobile development, that means people already learning Android, iOS like things. Usually those people so learn this React Native so that they can build their mobile applications in a more better way. So React is also used for mobile development. And for that, we need this React Native. So I will give an introduction because you can't develop mobile application without learning mobile environment. So we will not go into mobile development here. So mobile development is again different. It requires complete knowledge on Android and iOS. You have to learn Android, iOS, then React Native will be helpful for you. We will see how to build mobile compatible applications using React. We will discuss that. So internally, so many topics will come. I am not giving that. I just given an overview. So the major concepts you are going to learn here is React.js and React Material UI and React Redux and React Native. Actually, by the end of this course, we will design one end-to-end project. We will see one end-to-end project. So by the end of this course, we will build a project. So that means a complete end-to-end project. End-to-end project means with back-end, front-end and everything. Actually, if you have knowledge of backend, you can use your backend. Like if you belong to Java or .NET or PHP or Python, those technologies will provide the backend, and front end you can use React. So end-to-end project requires complete knowledge on front end and backend. What we will do is we will build an end-to-end project by using MERN stack. We will build an end-to-end project by using MERN stack. MERN stack is actually M stands for MongoDB and E is Express.js. R is for React and N is for Node.js. By using this, we are going to build a complete end-to-end application. I will show you two different project environments. One project environment completely I will show. Another project environment I will give it for you. You have to design. That means we don't need to wait until end. While learning React different concepts, we will build so many designs. I'm just saying that at the end, we will build one application. But by the time you reach end, you will do lot of applications, lot of designs you will create. So one application I will show, another application I will guide you. You have to do. So another application, this is what we learn in class. In class, we will design a video library like application. A video library like means like YouTube. So user can upload a video. So that video can be buffered and viewed. User can log in. He can watch the videos. He can upload a video, delete the video, rename the videos, all these things. We will create a video library project in this React. We will discuss about that. And another end-to-end application, another end-to-end project. This is your task. I will give it you as a task with help of my guidance. I will give you the complete guidance on that. And that will be related to some ERP. ERP means like online shopping and all. right? One application I will show complete in class. Another application I will give you a guidance for so that you can build by yourself. So these two applications we will do. By the end of React, we are going to build two applications, complete end-to-end applications. One is video library, another one is online shopping. And by the time we reach this end, we will learn a lot of things. That means we will see a lot of real-time examples, right? And after that, we are also going to learn about unit testing, React unit testing. And we are going to learn about React deployment to cloud. That means we will learn how testing happens. That means after building a React application, we will learn how to test the application. Because in real-time development, we need to test and verify whether that design is reaching the client requirement or not, matching the requirement or not. So we will learn unit testing and deployment. Deployment means finally we can make our project live. That means we will build an application and we will make that application live. It can go live. Go live means we can host on any cloud, right? Like GitHub or like Firebase or like AWS Azure. We can collaborate with any cloud and we can make our application live. These are the topics we are going to cover here, right? And to finish all these concepts, it will take at least minimum 45 to 60 sessions, 45 to 50, 60 sessions max. Why I am giving range so much between 45 to 60? Because by 45 sessions, you will finish everything. And from 45 to 60, that is helping you on your projects. That means you will work on project, some exercises, example. In 45 sessions, we finish all the React concepts. We will finish all React concepts and rest of the sessions will be practicing your concepts, working on different examples, working on sample applications that will be there. That depends on how speed you catch and you practice. That if you are good enough with all what you learned, by 50, 55 sessions, you will wrap everything. Otherwise, it will take some time, right? So, but until you are good in two application designs, so we will practice it, right? So this is the complete concept. So that we are going to learn in this session. I hope everyone clear, right? So any doubts are there at the end of the session, I will take the doubts from online people and all. At the end of the session, I will take doubts if any doubts are there, okay? I hope you are clear, right? So these are the concepts you are going to learn in this course. These are the topics you are going to cover. But to deal with this, I'm again one more time explaining this. Without JavaScript, you can't handle. Because some people come with a point like, I learned a little bit JavaScript, right? So I know some JavaScript. That's not enough. You should have complete knowledge on JavaScript. So if you are not aware of advanced concepts, leave it, no problem. Minimum basic JavaScript you should have. Advanced concepts I will explain in class. When we are using, if you are not aware of that, I will explain in class, no problem. But minimum complete JavaScript you should have, right? Because understanding React is different, working on React is different. If you have little bit knowledge on JavaScript, you are not perfect in JavaScript, you can understand React. That means you can join this course, you can learn React, you can start practicing, but you can't work in real time. Because real-time issues are very complicated. You can't manage if you are not perfect in your JavaScript. And one more I forgot here. So we will learn actually React with the TypeScript also. Actually, TypeScript and JavaScript, both we will use. First, we will start with the TypeScript, JavaScript, then we will go with TypeScript. Because in companies currently, they ask React with JavaScript and TypeScript both. Some projects, they use TypeScript as a language instead of JavaScript. And TypeScript, I will teach in class. That means JavaScript, you have to learn and come. So you need to have prior knowledge of JavaScript. TypeScript, I will take here in class. That means in class, we will have some sessions on TypeScript so that you can understand complete TypeScript. Then we can start working React with TypeScript also. So we are going to learn both. React with JavaScript and React with TypeScript. So I am going to explain both. I am going to explain both JavaScript and TypeScript. So if you are not aware of TypeScript, no problem, because not required. I will explain that in class. Detailed TypeScript we will learn. After that, we will build React with TypeScript also, right? So these are all the concepts we are going to learn. I hope you are clear with this, right? Detailed course content, I will share in a Google Classroom. I will create one Google Classroom and I will share the classroom code with you. So in that, all the course content, detailed content will be there. You can go through that. After going through that, if you have any doubts, you can get back to me. Okay. So this is the course related concepts, what we are going to learn. Okay. Now let's go into technical part. That means now let's start understanding this. So now first important point is you need to know the first thing, what is React? So first concept, what is React? And so many questions are there. What is React? Why we need React? What is the alternative for React? So how React works, all these technically now we can see that. First question is what is React? Actually, the answer for this is React is a JavaScript library. It is a JavaScript library used to build. It is a JavaScript library used to build interactive UI. It is used to build interactive UI, user interface. React is a JavaScript library used to build interactive UI. It is a JavaScript library for building interactive UI, user interface. Actually, to build effective user interface, there are so many JavaScript libraries. So what is library framework? I will explain these points, right? I will clarify the doubts like what is React, what is Angular, differences I will explain so that you can understand those points. So if anyone asks what is React? So simple, it is a JavaScript library for building effective user interface. Do you know any another library like this? Before React, actually, there are so many JavaScript libraries to build effective UI. Earlier, we used to use jQuery. We have jQuery UI. We have jQuery. We have jQuery UI. You have so many libraries in the front end. So means before React, people used to use these two very much. jQuery and jQuery UI are very important for building effective user interfaces. For example, I will show you here. So this is jQuery. This is jQuery.com. This is official jQuery. This is the library. You can build effective user interface. To make effective user interface, there is a jQuery UI library also. Actually, this is jQuery and this is jQuery UI. jQuery UI is user interface. It is used for building effective interface, user interface. Majority complete web applications earlier, they use jQuery and jQuery UI. So we used to build effective user interface by using this. Majority, even today, you can say that more than 60% of applications on web are in jQuery. Because now recently everybody is transforming to React and Angular. Earlier, entire internet is occupied with jQuery only. That means front-end designing means they used to use jQuery. There are so many others also, I will tell you. Majority is occupied by jQuery. To build effective user interface, we used to use this library. Actually, React.js is also, this is the React official. This React.js is also a library for web and native user interfaces. React is officially a library for web and native. Native means mobile. I told you React Native is there. That means for mobile and for web, to create good user interface, so we have a library called React. This is the library. What are its features? How it is different from others? I will explain. We will discuss that. So first basic thing you should know, what is React? So React is a library. It is a JavaScript based library used for building effective user interfaces. That is the key point actually you should know. So that's okay. Now the second question comes is, what is difference? So not what is difference, is there any difference between React and React.js terms? So the point is no. React and React.js both are same. So many times people are confused that is there any difference between React and React.js, because there is difference between Angular and Angular.js. That's the reason people may confuse. There is difference. Angular.js is different, Angular is different. They have complete different. That's the reason people also confused, because sometimes some people say React, some people say React.js. Then they are confused. Like, is it same like Angular and Angular.js also? Because Angular.js is different, Angular is different. That means in Angular, they have two, Angular.js and Angular. Like that, people are confused. Is there any difference between React.js and React? There is no difference. Either you call React or you call React.js. Both are same, right? In modern development process, we don't call React.js, we call as React. Right? We don't call React.js. Earlier we used to call React.js. Now we in short we call as React. Officially, their website also says that officially you saw now. So officially, this is their official website. It says that it's simple React. Right? So why this doubt comes to developers? Because Angular and Angular.js are different. That's the reason they may get this doubt. So don't get confused. React and React.js both are same. Some you may call as React, or you may call as React.js. Now here, second point is, so what is difference? Next, another, what is difference between Angular and React like technologies? That is the regular doubt people get actually. What is difference between Angular and React? Because many people are confused about learning which one to learn. So actually, many people come and ask like, which one I should learn, Angular or React? It is not Angular or React. It is Angular and React. That means there is no choice. Don't make a choice. There is no choice. In the current generation software development, a developer should know both. It's not choice like Angular or React, no choice. If you learn any one, then your job calls will be restricted. If you learn both, then you have wide range of opportunities. Because many people think that React over Angular or Angular over React. No, both are having their own features. And remember, in software companies, if you are fresher, then any one is okay. You say, I learned React, that's good. And you say that I learned Angular, okay, good. Any one is okay for you because you are a fresher. But for experienced people, we expect knowledge of both. If you are showing 2-3 years experience, then it is not Angular or React. It is Angular and React. So it is not a choice. It's not a choice. You need both. Suppose I will show you here. See, suppose I'm showing you officially the job sites, like we have a Naukri. It is a job site. And I am searching for some Java full stack developer. So these days we need Java full stack developer, .NET full stack developer. And when you see, this is Java full stack developer jobs. And usually in Java full stack developers, this is full stack developer. And here you see in some job requirements, they are asking what? React.js, right? You saw React.js. And I will show here in some job requirements, you can see here, they are asking for Angular.js. The job is same, Java developer only. In some companies, they are asking React. In some companies, they are asking Angular. You can see here, you can see Java developer. Here they are asking Angular. And you see, this is another Java developer. Here they are asking both. Then it's not a choice. Choice is only for fresher. For fresher, whatever extra he puts, we will say, okay, enough. But for experienced people, it's not a choice. For fresher, he says, I learned React. We say, okay. Why okay? Because I will not put you in complex roles because you are a fresher. And you said you learned React. It's okay, good. So we will see your skills on basics first. And we think that you are good enough to handle, then we will give you the role of React in any project. Because for us, in same company, different projects may use one React, another Angular. Right? That means one team is working on a project with React, another team is working on this another project with Angular. And do you know, some applications use both React and Angular. These days, hybrid based technologies are very common. If you see IRCTC like website, IRCTC is built with PHP, ASP, JSP. 3 technologies are used: Java, .NET, PHP. Some module systems are in Java, some modules are in ASP, some modules are in PHP. You will see these kind of environments in some occasions. So that's the reason here it's not a choice. It's not a choice. You see, any Java developer, they are asking knowledge of both. I just showed Java developer. Similarly, .NET full stack developer, Python full stack developer, UI full stack developer. For experienced people, they ask compulsory knowledge of both. So it's not a choice. Don't make it like a choice. You are a fresher, choose anyone. And if you are a fresher, then choosing anyone is okay. Either Angular or React. Right? That depends. Because I am teaching React now, I will not say that React is best than Angular. Right? Because later, if I start teaching Angular, because my Angular batches will be there, at that time, I should not say that Angular is better than React. Right? So I need to tell the fact what is in the companies. So it's not a choice for software developers, especially experienced. For fresher, anything is okay. These days, so React is used very well, majority when little bit compared to Angular. Why? Because I will tell you the situation. What is Angular and React? Difference. Actually, the difference, Angular is a developer's platform. Angular is a developer's platform and React is just a library. When you compare the scale, Angular is very big than React. It's a complete developer's platform. React is just a library. That means when compared to Angular in the scale, React is very small one. That means it's just after all a library. It is not even a framework, right? Many times people do this mistake calling React as framework. React is not a framework. React is officially a library. What is difference between framework and library? I will tell you. Angular is generally sometimes people call Angular as framework, but Angular is a developer's platform. Do you know what is a developer's platform means? Developer's platform. What is a developer's platform? A developer's platform provides end-to-end solution for developer. End-to-end solution for developer means from building to deployment, whatever needed, everything is provided. Because developer needs some tools to build application. Developer needs some tools to test application. Developer needs some tools to deploy application. Building, debugging, testing, deploying. These are the 4 phases. And for 4 phases, we need different tools. And a developer platform is one which can provide all tools to developer. That means from building an application to deploying an application, whatever tools are required, if it is providing, then we call it as a developer's platform. So generally people call it as framework, but actually it is more than framework. Angular is more than framework. It is very huge in scale. So Angular is a developer's platform. You see here, usually this is Angular. This is Angular. And you see the Angular, you see web development framework for building application. The word framework is used here. The basic concept of framework is nothing but provide an environment for building the application. But it is not just building application. It can do a lot of things other than building application. That means, so you see, it is showing the word deliver. What do you mean by deliver web applications? Framework is building applications, deliver web applications. Delivering means deploying. That means it's a very big concept. So these people officially, they say that we are more than framework. Of course, technically they are framework, but they are more than framework. They are having so many things, right? But point is, actually, it's a developer's platform, and implicitly you can call it as what? Framework. It is a framework. Now the question is, what is difference between a framework and library? In software development, what is difference between a framework and library? Angular is framework. React is not framework. React is a library. What is difference between framework and library? So generally, the difference between framework and library is, so a framework can build and control application flow. A framework can build and control application flow. And a library can build application, but cannot control application flow. Cannot control application flow. It cannot control application flow. To control application flow, it needs some other support. So a framework can build application and control the application flow. So libraries can build application, but they cannot control the application flow. To control the application flow, they need some extra frameworks. They use some extra frameworks. Later, I will explain them. Actually, React is a library. It uses framework like it uses framework like Next.js. It uses frameworks like Next.js because only React can't do anything. React can build an application, but it cannot control application flow. It takes help of a lot of frameworks. Those all frameworks I will tell you. So technically, the frameworks actually, I will show here some points there. These are the frameworks. These are the frameworks like Next.js. We have like Gatsby. We have like so many other things. These all are required. These are all required for React. React alone cannot manage anything. I will explain all this. When we start React working, we will do that. We will learn about them. Why you need these frameworks, what is their responsibility, and all these we will discuss. That means, what is difference between Angular and React? Angular is a framework and React is a library. And that means now scale-wise, who is bigger? Scale-wise, always a framework is bigger, right? Library is less. Then the question is, where Angular is used. Understood this point? So Angular is framework and React is a library. Now the question here is where we use Angular and React. Where we use Angular and React. That means now people start doubts on this, like then which one I should learn? Is it Angular or React? I already told you, for real world project development, we experience level, you need both. But how a company decides that for this project, we will use Angular. For this project, we will use React. Because remember, as a web developer, in the experience level, you should have both knowledge and company decides which one to use. whether to use Angular or whether to use React. So you must be ready on both. If you are experienced, you should be ready for both. Sometimes generally what happens is people don't, even they are experienced, people learn only React. They know only React or they know only Angular. In that case, what happens is job calls also limited. Limited means companies who are looking for Java developer with React in their current project, only those companies will call you. If you say Java or .NET or PHP or UI with Angular, only those companies will call you. If you have both, then you have wide opportunities. That is only the point, right? So where we use Angular, where we use React. Actually, the concept is, see, if any application is designed, with ratio, I will tell you, with 40% server side. That means it is designed 40% server side. That means all interactions are managed server side, and 60% to manage client side. Because these days we are, as much as possible, we are reducing burden on servers. We are not giving everything on server, right? We are reducing the burden on server as much as possible. Do client side, give less burden to servers, because server responding will be slow. That's the reason we reduce burden on servers. So when we are developing an application, in that application, lot of server interactions are not there. Limited server interactions are there. Majority you have to manage everything client side. Then client side, you need a heavy thing which can manage all client side interactions, because you are going to manage majority client side. If you are going to manage majority client side, then you need a good platform client side. Because majority you are going to manage client side, then you need a good platform client side. And what is that good platform client side? So in this case, Angular is good. In this case, Angular is good. Why? Because Angular is a framework. That means a framework have the ability to build application, and it have the ability to control the application flow. That means it is good for managing your application client side. But suppose if any application is designed with actually 70%, let's say the reverse ratio, 60% of server side and 40% is client side. Then for this, React is good. That means what they are doing is, majority they are managing everything server side. Client side, they want a good interface. They want a very good interface which can make interface better. They are not expecting everything to manage client side. They are expecting a good interface. That is the reason. Do you know what React slogan is? The React slogan is, React is used to build effective. So it is used to build effective UI. Am I right? It is used to build effective UI. UI is nothing but, it is actually just 3-4 months back in their official website. So they used to keep a word called, it is used to build a view. So building a view is nothing but presentation. That means it is very good in presentations. It is very good and user interface. User interface means that itself tells that it is all client side, because server side interactions are so less. Majority is client side. So what kind of projects will prefer React? The projects who don't want complex manipulations client side. They want a very good interactive UI. But lot of interactions are managed at which level? Server side. Only UI must be effective, attractive. That means in UI level, we are not expecting lot of interactions. In UI level, we are not expecting lot of interactions. Majority interactions are managed in server side only. So UI is effective, but lightweight and good. In that case, which one is good for that? React. So these days, if a company is building an application with majority server side and good interface client side, then they will go with React. And they try to reduce less server side and manage complex things client side, then they will go with Angular. And the best example for React, that means the best example for React, we have Netflix, we have Instagram, so we have Facebook, right? All these are React. Amazon is React. These all are React. That means they are all built with React.js. That means Netflix is designed with React. Instagram is designed with React. Facebook is designed with React. Amazon is designed with React. These are all effective user interfaces. So these are all designed with React, right? So the point is, when we use these Angular or React in project, that's the reason no company can say that we want only Angular developer or we want only React developer, because so suppose if they are just thinking for current situation, then they will choose only profiles with React. If they are planning for resources in such a way that this person we will continue for a few years, we will make use of these person skills, then they will expect people with knowledge of both. If a company is looking for only current project resources, that means in this project we want React resources, then they will take only React people. But in next project, if they want Angular, then you have to be out, because they cannot guarantee that in the next project. So they have to use only React. They can use Angular. Then you have to out. That's the reason keeping the skills both with you is helpful for you as a developer, especially experience. Fresher, no need to worry, because fresher, no need to worry. Just mention either React or Angular, they will take you. Because by the time you know anyone, by the time you are working, you can easily understand others. You can easily handle others. You can manage them. That's not an issue, right? So this is the difference between Angular and React. I hope everyone understood, right? Everyone got it, right? So what is difference between Angular and React? Can you tell something about that? Angular is a framework and React is a library. You will understand more about framework and libraries once you start exploring them. You'll learn them. So where Angular is used, where less server-side interactions and more client-side interactions are expected, there we prefer using Angular. Because generally, I hope you all people know how company selects a technology to develop an application. How companies selects a technology to develop an application. Actually, for that, we prepare one table. We have as is, we have to be, and we have gap. This I will explain another time also. How a company decides which technology to use. So we prepare this concept actually. For example, suppose we have some supermarket. A supermarket people came to us and say that build one application for us. Means we want to maintain our business. You have to build one application for us. Means billing, product availability, stock details, and everything. Then how a company decides which technology to use? They will first prepare a table. That table contains the details like as is, to be, and gap. As is means as is nothing but what your technology is capable of. What your technology is capable of. To be means what client wants. What client wants. Gap means what client wants and what your technology is not having. That is gap. Every technology has some gaps. Every technology has some gaps. For example, you learn Java or .NET or PHP or Python or some UI full stack something. So if I ask like in your Java, can you write a program to generate barcode? In your Java, in your .NET, can you write a program to read barcode? Then how you build an application for supermarket? Because in supermarket, every product reads a barcode. In billings, at billing place, there is a barcode reader. Then how it will work? Then what Java developer says that I don't have any such library in Java, but some third-party libraries are there. We will implement and we will use. That means your technology is not having and you are depending on some third party. That is the gap. That means client wants something and your technology is not capable of. Then how? Every technology has such gaps. Then how to resolve? By implementing third party. There are so many third party libraries which we implement and fill the gaps. We have to fill the gaps by implementing those third party libraries. So suppose now Java. So I will show you here now. Suppose Angular. For Angular is having 20% gap. And React is having 10% gap. And Vue is having 2% gap. And Backbone JS, because remember, all these are there in technologies. It is having 5% gap, like Knockout JS, because it is having some 8% gap like that. And suppose Ember JS, because I am just giving the point here, 4% gaps like that. Don't think that it is only Angular and React. There are so many parallel technologies like Angular and React which companies are using. And those are all those lists. That means don't think that companies are using only Angular or React. There are so many such parallel technologies which are used by companies. Companies don't want Angular React. They use Backbone JS, Knockout JS, Ember JS, Vue JS. There are so many like Angular and React, right? Why Angular and React are very popular? Just because not only their features, because of people who are behind them, right? Who is behind Angular? Google. Angular belongs to Google. And who is behind React? Facebook, Meta. So that is the reason of not just features. which community is behind, because developers need a trust on a community which can support. Right? That is the reason, because there are so many technologies similar to Angular and React, which companies are even today they are using and they want them. Now, what our technical team suggests? Our technical team suggests that we will go with Vue.js. Our technical team will suggest the company that we will build in Vue.js. Why? Because 98% it can fulfill, only 2% gaps. These 2% gaps we will fill using third parties. If 20% gaps I have to fill, then that's very risky. You are taking risk. Why you are taking risk? If it is fulfilled 98% by some technology, we will use that. This is how a company decides a technology based on the concept of what the technology is capable of and what client wants. So can this technology fulfill all the requirements of client? If not, then can we fill those gaps? Then who is very complex in filling the gaps? Who is easy in filling the gaps? This is the concept that we decide for building an application. That's the reason you cannot say that this is only the technology you have to use. That depends. That means which technology have less gaps, we will choose that. Our technical team suggests that, and based on that, we build an application. Right now, a lot of gaps will be there. We have to fill those gaps, right? I will show you those gaps and all how the concept works, right? This is the point. I hope you are clear, right? Now, understood what is difference between React and Angular, right? And where React and Angular are used. These are the two important things you need to understand, right? Now, the question is another major one. This will clarify several things like, so why we need Angular and React like technologies? Why you need them? Why you need Angular and React like technologies? Why you need them? Actually, to answer this, why you need them, right? You understood difference between them, but doubt is why I need them? Why I need them? For that, because remember, Angular and React were not there earlier. We are developing applications, you know that. So you know that web started in early 1990s. So Tim Berners-Lee introduced web. Tim Berners-Lee introduced the concept of web. Web started in 1990. And Angular, React, all these came in 2014, around this area. All these days, what people done? That means we are using Angular and React like technologies extensively from 2014. Their evolution is different, I will tell you, right? That means people know very much about Angular and React from 2014, not 2014 also, it started in 2018, 17. People started knowing about them very well and using in companies very well. Their journey started in 2014 and earlier, right? But why people are using these now? Earlier, they don't use this. They don't know about them at all. But internet is there, web is there. That means now what is the point? The point is actually, so we are developing applications. We are developing applications for web from several decades. We are developing applications for web from several decades. But we have the new challenges. We are facing new challenges in modern web. In modern web, we are facing some new challenges. which were not there earlier. In the modern web, we are facing some new challenges. What are those challenges? First important is, that means earlier we don't have this problem. In the modern internet web, we are facing some new challenges. Like I will tell you, will you agree with the point that from past few years, 80-90% of internet is used from smart devices like phone and tab? Of course. Earlier, to use internet, we need to go to a cyber point. We need to pay 30 rupees, 100 rupees, 50 rupees per hour. And we used to use internet. Now, you are not even using a laptop or a desktop for internet. You just access everything from mobile. So in the modern generation of web, what are the challenges? The first point is majority of people are using our applications from smart device. Then what is the challenge? Challenge is nothing but unified user experience. That is the first challenge we are facing. Unified user experience means unified. What is that unified user experience? Unified user experience is nothing but unified user experience means, I will show you. Suppose we have YouTube. Actually, how do I watch this YouTube? On PC. I can open a browser and I can watch on browser. That means suppose this YouTube is watched on a PC. So on PC, we can open a browser and we can watch. And so on PC, we have a browser like Edge, Safari, and all these browsers are there. Now we can watch this on mobile. But I hope you people know, in the early days of YouTube and all smartphones, we don't have YouTube app. We used to open YouTube on browser in mobile. You know, we used to have browser like Opera Mini. Even today, several links when you open, they don't open in YouTube app. They will open in a browser. In that you watch YouTube. That means now on mobile also we have browsers. Both browsers are same? No. Mobile browsers are compact. Mobile browsers are compact. That means limited. Because mobiles have less bandwidth. Right? That is why they are limited. Mobile browsers are limited. Then what the problem happens is, when anybody tries to open YouTube on mobile browser, it used to show a message that this site is too large, cannot open. Even today, some websites, if you try to open on mobile browser, it will show this message saying that this site is too large, it can't open. Then what these people started doing is, they started optimizing. You know, they have m.youtube.com. They have m.facebook.com earlier. So even today on mobile browser, when you are watching, they have an optimized for mobile, m.youtube.com, m.facebook.com, like that. That means optimizing means what? They compress and they will send to your mobile. Then what happens is, mobile users have one complaint. The complaint is, when I am watching on a browser in my PC, one option is there. And when I am watching on mobile browser, that option is not there. That means some features are missing. Then we ask those people why it is not there. Then they will answer that because you are using mobile, then we cannot provide this facility to you. This is possible only on a PC. These days, we don't want an answer like this. That means these days an application should be in such a way that it should have same experience across all devices. Same experience across all devices. How I am using and watching on my PC, the same experience I need on my mobile. This is called unified user experience. Unified user experience means an application must have same experience across device. It is not easy. It's a very tough job. Don't think that it is an easy concept. It is a challenging one for software developer. Means they need to build an app in such a way that it should have same experience across devices, and that is not easy. This is one of the major challenge that developer have to face. This is the first important challenge in modern web, right? I hope everyone understood what is unified experience means. Unified experience is nothing but an application should have same experience across all devices. An application must have same experience across all devices. That is what actually unified user experience. And this is very challenging one, right? Another challenge is fluid user experience. Another challenge we are facing in the modern web is fluid user experience. Fluid user experience means, observe carefully here. Suppose I open Gmail or Google here. In Google, I'm searching for some React, and some React related details came. And see here, so many results came. Currently, I am watching first page of results. How to go to second page? I have to scroll down. At the bottom, page numbers will be there. Am I right? Page numbers will be there. Now imagine how a mobile user can hit that page number. In mobile, small page numbers, and how he will hit. Even today, when you see such things, you have to zoom and touch. Am I right? That's not good. That means you are asking user to zoom and click a button. That's not good. That means this is not good experience. Now see the same concept when I go to image search. When I go to image search, millions of images are there, but there is no page number. You scroll down, next set of images will be loading. Am I right? You scroll down, next set of images are loading. There is no next page, previous page. Everything comes on to one page. You see earlier, when you used to use Facebook, scroll up, bottom it says next post, previous post. But now scroll up, continuously content will be loading. That means user will stay on one page and everything comes on to that page. There is nothing like next page, previous page. This is called fluid experience. This is called fluid experience. That means the page continuously growing. That means user will stay on one page and access everything from that page, from begin to end. This is called fluid user experience. Designing like this is also not easy. It's a very big challenge for software developers. That means these days, everybody wants like this. A school, college people come and ask to develop an application and they say that I want unified experience. That means he will say that my school people will use from mobile. In mobile also it should work same. Then you may ask like, do I need to build a mobile app? Then he will say that, no, I don't want a mobile app. I want web application fit on mobile. Why he don't want mobile app? Because mobile app again have problem with mobile native. Mobile native means, Android apps, iOS apps. That means Android apps cannot work on iOS, iOS apps cannot work on Android. I don't want this headache. I want a web application work on every device. In that case, these are major challenges for web developers. How to develop an application in such a way that it should have unified experience. It have fluid experience. Not only that, it have loosely coupled and extensible architecture. Loosely coupled and extensible architecture. Loosely coupled and extensible architecture means this is another bigger challenge for software developers. That means, see here, you installed Facebook or you installed some bank application and you are using that application. After few days, those people have to add a new feature into your application. Will they ask you to uninstall the old and install the new? That is not good idea. That is not good idea. That means actually you are already using an application. In this application, you have module 1, module 2. And they want to add one more module into this, one more new feature into this. And for adding a new feature, they can't build a new app again. Then what they do is, they build this new feature outside the application. Outside that application, they build that new feature. And they will just take few seconds of your time. They will say that leave your phone for few minutes, few seconds. Then automatically this new feature, they will push into that existing application. And they will notify that this app is updated. And when it is updated, you will see that some new features came into this. And remember that new feature is added into your application. Is it built in this application? It is not built in this application. It is built remotely and it is pushed into your application. This is not easy because you haven't built in this application. When you add something from outside into application, which it leads to catastrophic failures. It leads to catastrophic failures. Catastrophic failures are very common in software applications. That means sudden failures. That means you see in your, sometimes when you are using your PC or something, and you installed some Windows updates. When you installed some Windows updates, suddenly Windows crashed. And you report an hardware engineer that my Windows crashed. Then he will ask that, have you installed any updates? And you say that, yes, I installed updates. Then he will say that some updates are having bugs, due to that your OS crashed. Then what he will do is, he will restore your OS to the previous point. Do you know there is a restore point for PC? That means because these new updates are causing some issues, it's not easy to build a new feature and push into an application. That's a very challenging one. Because by adding a new feature may lead to catastrophic failure of existing application. And smoothly making that feature run in an existing application is great. That's the best feature. That's the greatest feature. And that's what we call loosely coupled extensible. Loosely coupled extensible means an application should be able to extend without reinstalling everything. A new feature must be added to application without stopping the application. That means he will not stop using application. He will not even log out also. He will be logged in, he will be using that application and new feature comes into it. That's great. And that is not easy. That's a very big challenge for software developers. These days, we are facing all such challenges in especially web applications. Now, the question here is, these are the challenges. Now, the question here is, so what is the solution? What is the solution for these challenges? How you can solve these problems? How you can achieve unified experience? how you can achieve fluid experience, how you can achieve loosely coupled extensible architecture. The answer is by building SPA. We call as single page applications. By building single page applications, that is the solution. Now, many times people have a doubt like, what is this single page application? I will explain that. In next level, we will discuss. As of now, very simple. Single page application will have all the features I explained. That means it is unified experience. It is having fluid experience. It is loosely coupled and extensible. It is having all the features that I explained. Now the question is it a new concept? It's not a new concept. It's a very old concept. Only the point is our people are not concentrating on that. Now it become very much in need. That means just like you see, recently people are learning a technology called Python. People are running behind Python from few years. Python is early 1970s, 80s language. Early 1970s, 80s language, Python. Suddenly, why it is trending from past few years? All these days, what it is doing, Python is slipping up. Right? Only the point is the situations around us are in such a way that now some technology becomes good for that situation. And sometimes, remember, Python is not an invention, it is a discovery now. Discovery means it is already there. You may not be using it very well. Now you are using it. The same concept, single page applications are there from several years, but people are not interested, they don't know, and they are not using them. But now they become first priority. Do you know world's first single page application is Twitter? You know Twitter? Twitter is the world's first single page application. It is there before React Angular were there. Right? That means single page application is a concept which everybody knows. But now it is becoming popular. Now the question here is, you got the solution. Now the question is how to build single page application. How to build single page application. Can we use JavaScript and jQuery? JavaScript and jQuery for building single page application? Yes, we can use. Earlier, we used to use single page application with JavaScript and jQuery. Then why you are choosing new technologies? So like React and what? Angular, React, Angular, Vue, all these are used for developing what kind of applications? Single page. So if anybody asks you like, what is the purpose of React? Then you can say that it is good for building user interfaces in single page application environment. To build what kind of applications? Single page application. In single page applications, effective user interfaces are created by using React. So Angular, React, all these technologies, the purpose is to build what kind of apps? Single page. Now the question is, why we have to use React? Can't we build with JavaScript and jQuery? We can build. Then what are the issues of JavaScript and jQuery? Why we are choosing React? That means now you need to understand. You need to understand. So here very important, what are the features of React? What are the features of React? How it is different? How it is different from JavaScript and jQuery? How it is different from JavaScript and jQuery? And what are the drawbacks of React? What are the issues with React? These are the things you need to understand to start learning React, that we will see in tomorrow's session. I hope you are clear, right? These are the topics that I explained in just today's session, right? So tomorrow we will discuss about the features of React. and the issues with React. How React is better than JavaScript and jQuery, what features it provides, how it works. Once we know that, then later we can go into practical. Directly, you cannot jump into practical. In order to start practically working, first you should know some basics about the technology. That I have to give an overview first. Then we can go practically working with that, right? So in tomorrow's session, we will discuss about what is React, means features of React, and what are the drawbacks of React, issues with React, and all these things. Then we can start practically working. Tomorrow we will continue. Okay. In tomorrow's session, I will share a classroom code, Google Classroom code, where I will share all the notes, right? All the notes, course content, everything in tomorrow's session I will share, so that you can get all the notes and everything in tomorrow's session. Okay. Tomorrow will continue. Right. Thank you.